Welcome back once again. In the last chapter we got the Hero's Bow, which automatically comes with the regular Quiver that allows you to hold up to 30 arrows at a time. There are 2 Quiver upgrades that you can get that will let you hold more, so I'm going to show you how to get both of them in this video. Now first we're going to need some rupees, and at this point in the game one of the fastest ways to do that is to get some quick cash is to run over to the north side of East Clocktown and run along the platforms here. You can make this first jump by either using the bunny hood or rolling just before you jump off the ledge to get some extra distance. Either way, jump across the targets of the Honey and Darling shop and then run around the corner here to find a large chest that contains a silver rupee that reappears when you go back in time. After that, you can hop down and enter the shop that has the Octorok on the sign. There are 2 shops in this game called shooting galleries, which are optional archery games you can play, but they will each give you the Quiver upgrades. And these things work just like they did in the past Zelda title. It doesn't matter which order you get them in, so you can do either shooting gallery first. It simply upgrades you to the next Quiver upgrade. So it doesn't matter which one you do first, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the Clocktown one because it's closer. So it's pretty simple. You want to shoot the red Octoroks to get points, and do not hit the blue ones because they will reduce your remaining time limit. They appear in set places, and the order is the same per game, so if you play this multiple times, then you'll probably memorize the particular pattern in your game pretty quickly, and anticipate where they will pop up next. This can be pretty darn hard, but I do have a few tips for you. First of all, you want to hold in the B button to get an arrow ready. You want to aim carefully, and then release the B button and repeat. So by preparing your arrow ahead of time, you can actually save a little bit of time in actually shooting. Just take it slow and you should be fine. My second tip is to try starting out each phase on either the left or the right side, and then working your way over, one Octorok at a time. If you try shooting all over the place, in other words, starting out in the middle and then going off to the right and then going to the left, etc., you'll probably run out of time because you won't have enough time to actually go all the way over. So that's my tips right there. By using the sweeping motion of clearing the stage by starting from left to right or vice versa, you'll be able to effectively eliminate one after the other and save time. And that's the extent of my advice. It's, you have trouble with this, believe me, this is considered one of the hardest minigames in Majora's Mask in particular. And while I make this look easy, that's only because I've had a ton of practice. As I keep saying for this walkthrough, you know you've played too much Majora's Mask playing. So once you've successfully gotten 40 points or more, you'll be rewarded with one of the 2 Quiver upgrades in this game. You can get them in either order, just like in Ocarina of Time, but either way you'll just get the next Quiver upgrade in the line. And because this is my first upgrade, I got the large Quiver, which will increase my total arrow capacity by 10. After you've won the Quiver upgrade, you can play again to win the second prize, which is a piece of heart. In order to get it, though, you'll have to get a perfect score of 50. This means you have to get every single red Octorok and not hit a single blue one. So basically you have to do it perfectly. So it may take several tries, but the method is the exact same. I don't really have much else to say about it, and I don't have any other tips. It's just brutal and very difficult to do. With enough practice you can manage it, and a lot of this is just memorization and good timing. So if you really don't care that much and you're not up to the challenge, feel free to skip this piece of heart. It is really hard. So once you have successfully gotten a perfect score, you'll be gifted with a piece of heart. Yes! So now we're off to the other shooting gallery, and its location is the area of Southern Swamp that is just between Termina Field and Southern Swamp itself, where we bought the Woodfall map from Tingle. So you can either run through Termina Field and just go straight south to get there, or you can warp to Southern Swamp and just go north screen. So either way, once you get there, you want to run to the far east side to find a building back there, and this is the Swamp Shooting Gallery. Just outside it, though, there is some bushes that drop quite a few rupees, so you can simply enter and exit the building repeatedly to make the bushes reappear too, so you can get a ton of rupees. And man, those are some pesky weeds continually regrowing like that, but it's kind of cool though, since you can stock up on cash and use it all up playing this archery game, so if you run out, you can get more. So what this means is that Nintendo designed it this way on purpose so that you have those easy rupees. Now that's thoughtful of them, however I do find it a bit disturbing since in a way that basically means that they expect you to fail miserably at this. Now isn't that an encouraging way to look at it? Inside you want to talk to the big guy and fork over the rupees to begin. For this one we're going to be shooting at the moving enemies instead, but the same tips apply here as well. Hold in the B button to get an arrow ready, aim carefully, and then release the B button and repeat. So by getting an arrow ready ahead of time, you'll actually be able to shoot faster and more accurately. Now, I mentioned this for the other game as well, but it's much more important here. You want to try working your way from left to right or the other way around. This is particularly true for the mad scrubs that are in the middle, which will continually burrow into their flowers if you take too long. This means that when they're visible, you want to try and kill them as soon as possible, but when they're burrowed, use that opportunity to shoot other stuff. So if you try shooting the mad scrubs, try and, if they burrow down, quickly stop what you're doing and shoot other things in the meantime. The goal is to kill everything before it gets off the screen, because if they do manage to get off the screen, you will lose quite a bit of points. Also, when you successfully get a combo, such as killing all of the mad scrubs or killing all of the crows, this makes the wolves appear on the left side. So those wolfos, they will howl, and that's your cue that they are coming from the left. You want to quickly shoot them before they go off screen. They kind of stall for a moment, and they howl, just kind of tauntingly, I suppose, for a moment, and then that's your opportunity to shoot them real quick too, very easily. So there are 4 sets of Deku Scrubs and 4 sets of crows. I advise trying to kill the Deku Scrubs and the Wolfos at the same time. So if a Wolfos is running around, you want to try and kill Deku Scrubs at the same time because they are close together. Then just leave the crows for the lowest priority. You can just let them fly around. But just as long as you make sure that you kill all the enemies before they get off the screen, crows included, then you should be fine. If you get a high enough score, you'll be able to play again for free, but if you get a perfect score, meaning you killed every enemy that appeared, then you will get a prize. So you can get extra points for remaining time limit that you didn't use, but it doesn't actually count towards anything, so I'm not really sure why they included that. I guess they just wanted to make you feel like you did a good job for completing it early, so you get extra points, but maybe it's just for competitive people that want to get a high score or something. It doesn't actually do anything for you. Anyway, once you get a perfect score, you'll be rewarded with one of the 2 Quiver upgrades. As I said before, it doesn't really matter which one you get first, which shooting gallery you go to, because each of these upgrades will only take you to the next one in line. Because I already won the large quiver before, this time I get the largest quiver, which grants me a total of 50 arrows that I can now carry. Yay! So at this point, just like the other shooting gallery, you can play again to earn a piece of heart. This one's a bit more picky though, I suppose, since you have to get a perfect score for both prizes. I mean, talk about demanding. However, overall, I would say that this game is a little bit easier than the shooting gallery in Clocktown. Yes, it is longer and a little bit more confusing, but the other one is far more fast-paced, so I think that qualifies it as the tougher one. But just a quick thought for you, is it just me, or does it seem odd that we get Quiver upgrades for the reward for this minigame? I mean, you know that the Quiver is the upgrade for, or the prize you get for completing this, but the people that it's really going to help is people that aren't very good with the bow, and we have to be really good at the bow in order to complete these minigames. So, you go to the shooting gallery, and it's insanely hard for novice Zelda archers, and it takes tons of practice to get good at, but after you've done all this practice, you aim more accurately, you use less arrows, and you get a Quiver upgrade as a reward. It's like, we're almost backwards, I suppose, but either way, you're probably really good at the end of this, so it's kind of a paradox, but I'm a perfectionist, so I get all the upgrades anyway, every time I play, so whatever. And that is pretty much everything I can think of to say about this particular minigame. I don't have any other advice, and once again I make it look easy only because I've had tons and tons and tons of practice. As I keep saying, you played too much Majora's Mask when. Insert statement. So in this case, that would be getting a perfect score at the shooting gallery 2 times in a row. So once you've successfully gotten a perfect score yet again, you'll be gifted with a piece of heart. Yippee! With that in hand, I think it's a good time to go save and play the Song of Time, since you probably don't want to go ahead and earn those quivers all over again. That concludes this video, folks, so join me for the next one, and I will show you how to tackle 2 more minigames in Clocktown.